Bengals win more encouraging or discouraging?
I mean, listen, it's discouraging. I know everyone's going to say, well, they got the divisional win on the road, but all that money you poured into your offense and all you got was 141 yards of total offense. Make no mistake about it. Cleveland should have won that game if they had any type of competent kicker for them. And so the Cincinnati Bengals did all this talk about, how they're going to go about preseason and all that. And that Cleveland Browns front got after Joe Burrow and company. Like it didn't look like things changed that much in week one. Again, they got the win, but y'all got to do better than that. You got all this money on offense with the quarterback and the wide receivers over there. I need much more from Joe Burrow and company.
I'm not worried about it. I was not discouraged by the Bengals the Bengals win at all, because my God, in the first 2 games of the season over the last 6 years, that means 12 games, they were 1-11. I have been on national television calling for an investigation into Zach Taylor and his coaching staff. What the hell are you doing in the offseason that you never have your team ready to play come regular season? It never happens. Yesterday, their offense was putrid. 141 total net yards of offense, the second lowest output in a win in franchise history. They were putrid. But we all know that when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals, we ain't got much to worry about their offense. It was an aberration. That's all. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and the crew, we ain't got nothing to worry about with the Bengals offense. It was that horrid defense that we were concerned about. And the fact of the matter is they showed up and played considerably better than we thought they would. Now, Joe Flacco was quarterbacking, and I got that. And you don't look at the Cleveland Browns as being a juggernaut offensively. But since these defense was so awful, we thought a Pop Warner team could drop 30 on them. So the fact that they showed up yesterday and handled their business to some degree is cause for pause, to have a little bit of faith in them, because I have zero concerns about an offense stewarded by Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase as your primary weapon. I have zero concerns about the Bengals offense. It was just an aberration week one.
Cam, where are you on this?
You're not going to make me feel bad for winning. And I've heard this many, many times in the NFL. I would prefer an ugly win rather than a pretty loss. I'll say it again. I would prefer an ugly win rather than a pretty loss. At the end of the day, when you're talking about a divisional opponent, it counts for 2. And a lot of teams are suffering from a divisional loss. And the Cincinnati Bengals have shown time and time again, they are a mid-season, late-season type of team. So to find a way to win, now granted, if they had a better kicker, I mean, you could put Damian back there to kick a field goal, he would have been better at that rather than old boy. But at the same time, when you're thinking about Joe Burrow, the last thing that you're going to worry about is having the ability to produce offense. And I think the Cleveland Browns are a better team than we're giving them credit for. They just have to find ways to win. There was also another saying that they said, good teams find ways to win and bad teams find ways to lose. And Cleveland Browns, you guys definitely found a way to lose that game. Yes.
To end the game, Cincinnati closed it out with an interception, turnover on downs, punt, missed field goal, and a final interception by DJ Turner. That's what happened with Cincinnati. That's what Cincinnati's defense did yesterday. Offensively, are we really going to sit here and act like there's a reason for concern when Jamar Chase and T. Higgins combined for 5 catches on 59 yards? We really think that's going to happen to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins again? We know better. Thank God they had a victory to start off the season. Thank God.
Where are you at now after week 1 with the AFC North?
Still Baltimore. Like, Baltimore is a team to beat. Baltimore, listen, as discouraging it was to lose that game to the Buffalo Bills last night, make no mistake about it, Baltimore still got a top 2 roster. They got, arguably the best quarterback in the league. You got a Hall of Famer in Derrick Henry in the backfield. Like, Baltimore's going to be just fine. I think last night's game just determined which route Baltimore is going to go in the playoffs ultimately.
Cleveland, but boy, they needed a lot of breaks to do it, including one of the worst kicking days you'll ever see from the Browns. And Cincinnati managing just 141 yards, the lowest they've ever had since Zach Taylor became their coach. The only team this week that had fewer yards were the Titans, who are starting a rookie quarterback in Cam Ward. So, Rex, the question, they're 1-0. Do you feel better or worse about the Bengals after this game?
I feel the exact same as I did before when I questioned Zach Taylor having his team prepared to play to start the season. What the hell? They had in the second half of the game, they dropped back 12 times. The quarterback got hit 6 times.
Yeah.
They gave up as many sacks as they had completions. And by the way, you got Joe Burrow, who's an amazing quarterback, 3 sacks and 3 completions in the second half. Hell, no, I don't feel good about him.
Joe Burrow out there playing hopscotch because of the doggone defensive pressure. Can we show this clip of Myles Garrett bearing down on Joe Burrow? I mean, this is just
But I can understand.
Oh my!
You want to
God.
play quarterback, kids?
Come on, anyone who wants to play the National Football League, could you deal with that right there?
By the way,
Myles Garrett bearing down on you.
Oh my goodness.
Myles Garrett,
ridiculous.
he is an Avenger. I mean, anyone who's ever seen him with us, he doesn't look like a human being, right? He looks like something far greater than a human being.
No way do you want to put the back over there to help on Myles Garrett. I mean,
I'll tell you who doesn't want to be there.
let's get him out in a route to get our quarterback killed.
If I'm the back, I don't want to be there. Quickly, your thoughts on the Bengals?
I'm ecstatic if I'm Cincinnati.
Get the hell out of here.
I feel so much better about if I'm Cincinnati than I did going into it. Guys, their offense is going to be. You're worried about their offense?
No,
Okay,
I'm not.
so-
I'm worried about how they start season.
They
won.
They won. Their defense
They
looked
won.
so much better. I mean, their defense looked significantly improved.
played the Browns game.
But their defense looked
Come on.
better. They gave up 16 points. The only thing they didn't do great was protect the middle of the field, but they ran to the football better. They tackled the ball better. I would be wildly encouraged. They're 1-0. Hold on,
What do you call them? What do you call them, Rex?
Let's move on from that. Shefting, you mediate. I want to get to some other games.
I would be much.
So we got feels bad, feels good. If you're Cincinnati, talk to me.
Opening week is the week, I think you know, that coaches just feel very weirdly about weird things happen. If you leave week 1 with a road win, isn't that all that
Myles
matters?
Garrett. Against Myles Garrett.
A road win. A
Rex.
road win.
We put Rex in timeout for just a moment.
I don't care what
Sorry
state
about
they were
that,
playing.
Tom.
They lost to that
Let's
team.
put
But
it
you know
this
what?
way.
And I get it. Of course, you are happy as heck that you won the game, and you coach like crazy. But the whole thing in the offseason was about how we're going to get our team to be
Right.
popping out of our
Right.
skin and playing at a level we do at the end of the season. Look, nobody wants to play this team at the end of the season. Why can't you make that at the beginning of the season?
Let
I
me
don't
shift gears.
understand
If you're the Bengals fans, here's what you can say. At least we're not the Dolphins. Holy smoke. The Miami Dolphins got absolutely obliterated by Daniel Jones and the Colts yesterday. 33-8 was the final. Look at the numbers on Tua Tagovailoa. Just basically couldn't have looked worse. The scale, a QBR is on a scale of 1 to 100. His was 2.7. Here was Coach Mike McDaniel after the game on how he views the pressure as head coach. You will also hear from a very unhappy Tyreek Hill.
I don't see this job void of pressure. I don't see entitlement in this job. But, I'm not. I think the most important thing is that I worry about doing my job.
This was a big, kicking the ball, for us. So I feel like next week will be better.
We bleeped that, huh? So of all the things that get said on a daily basis, we bleeped that, but you get the sense of it. You were reacting strongly when Mike McDaniel was talking there. What were you reacting?
Yeah, what the hell's he talking about? Maybe he's on a different level, McGenius guy, whatever the hell he is, nerd boy. But anyway, their team has no respect for the coach. They play like that. They're like, come on, man, get us a dang guy in here. Where's the physicality of this team? What did you say?
They're soft. They're soft.
They're soft. I'm with
soft.
you on that. Every part of their football team. They have tons of talent on this team. Daniel, we were talking, that's why you picked them to win? Because they have tons of talent.
Yeah.
They don't play with any passion or any smoke to them.
Their tape was a mess. And you could blame everybody. You could blame the coaching. You could blame the players. There's blown assignments by everybody on offense. Tua's floating the ball for interception. There's a blown assignment by the right tackle on protection. There's a blown assignment by the back. I mean, this is a
football. This is certainly a treat. You said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
The Chiefs come out with the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, two-time regular season MVP, three-time Super Bowl MVP, just in his 8th year, best in the business at the helm for KC. Greg?
Mike, we could do an entire broadcast of what makes his game so special and so unique. Not only the wins, the losses, the arm talent, the fun throws, but it's his level of competitive nature. It's his ability that his team is never out. It doesn't matter what's going on at the offensive line, what's going on the defensive side of the ball. You know that as long as he's lined up under center, as long as he is in your huddle, you have a chance for greatness every single week. And the reality is, not every team can say that. And really the key to this play was just how fast he was able to get through his progressions. His mind was able to process and go from 1 to 2 to 3 so quickly that he was able to get the ball to the right target on time. And I think so often those two things are different. Being open is one thing. Being open and getting the ball on time, that's what leads to success. And that's what we saw here.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Chiefs first down. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's got it at the 7. And he will get into the end zone. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown Chiefs. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs will take a 7-0 lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Deebo Samuel going to get a chance to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here come the 49ers, and they are led by Brock Purdy. You know the story, taken last in the 2022 draft. The last 2 seasons, he has led the Niners deep in the playoffs, and it's his 3rd season, Greg, as the QB for San Francisco.
Mr. Irrelevant. Well, I think it's safe to say, Mike, he has been anything but irrelevant since arriving in the NFL, and he is living proof. It doesn't matter if you're drafted 1st overall, or in his case, with the very last pick. What does matter is what you do with the opportunity once it's given to you. Nothing real flashy about his game. He simply gets the job done, and that's exactly what his team is counting on him today over these next 60 minutes.
He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Third and 5. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Play fake to McCaffrey. Now, Purdy. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.